Hey YouTube, Mike the Rinnai Guy here. How we all doing today? Hope we all had a safe and productive week and we're all being safe out there. Alright, today's video is going to be on thermistors. Those are sensors that sense the temperature of the water coming out of the heat exchanger and also the water going into the system. So I'll point out quick, then I'll zoom in. I'm going to take pieces off, show you the screws, show you the O-rings, show you what you need to do to either clean them or to replace them. Okay, you got one thermistor right here. That is the, well, let me zoom in so we can see a little better here. Okay. One is right here. That is the heat exchanger outgoing thermistor. Then we have one all the way down on the hot water, actually outlet, and it's down in here. Right there, that's where it is. Okay, so you have one here and one here. All right, let's go over to the board, the dry erase board. Okay. Let's see, can we see? Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, here we go. All right, so there's two different part numbers. This unit happens to be an RL 75 exterior propane. So anything for an RL series will be a 105000114. Anything for a V53 at R series 75 or 94 is going to be a 104000208-K. Both come with an O-rings, no screws. So you have to have either extra screws or make sure you don't drop them. All right. So you're looking at about $14 a piece for them, and you'll be getting a code 32 or 33. 32 is an outgoing water temperature, 33 is a heat exchanger outgoing temperature. Now, no matter what code you're going to get, I would highly recommend doing both or cleaning both of the thermistors. So let me go about. First one, and pretty much is going to be your most problematic, and this is a thermistor right there. So that's the thermistor. This happens to be a thermistor which is the 104 for the V, the R series, not the RL. It has the black plug. The other one has a white plug. So that is the thermistor. It submerges itself into either the heat exchanger or into the hot water outlet side. And for the one that is on the top of the heat exchanger, so the top one that I pointed to is going to have this plate right here. So that plate holds the thermistor down like that with two screws that go through here, which we're going to get to in a second. And then the O-ring that's inside on both of them, it makes the seal. The O-ring, and the O-rings are the same, those are the O-rings. Okay, everything will be in the description below as far as part numbers. All right, so how do we remove this? Well, the top one, and this is why the Zyklop small little ratcheting socket set comes in real handy, because you have to be able to get two screws out from the top. And even a stubby screwdriver, which you can do, is a real pain in the neck. So first thing you want to do before you touch any electric or low voltage whatever on a Rinnai is unplug the unit, disconnect the power. So if it's an outside unit, shut a switch off, pull the plug if it happens to have a pigtail, or pull the knife switch, shut the breaker off, whatever. Interior unit, you're going to have a plug, unplug it. Get the thing unpowered, okay? So unpowered. Then we want to find our wiring. So we're going to have to take apart our little wire ties here, which is going to open up the wire harness. As you can see, you have the sensors, you have the thermal fuse. You're going to follow down to this little white wire. Now this one, of course, is much longer too on the RL series. So now we unplugged it. So that's the wire right there. Now we want to get up into here and remove these tiny little screws. And even with this little ratchet, it becomes a little bit of a pain in the neck. Let's zoom this in. There we go. Again, make sure you don't lose these little screws, and I'm going to show you one right now. It's one of those metal screws, but it's the smallest of the lot. So let's see, where are we? Zoom back. That's the screw right there. There's two of them. Now the one that holds the bottom is actually a self-tapping, not a self-tapping, it's a machine screw. So I'm going to get these out. And be patient with them. And the O-ring makes a very good seal, so you don't have to go crazy tightening these things up. Okay, so then we're going to remove the thermistor and the clip. So here we are. So we have the clip. Yeah. So we have the thermistor and we have the clip. So again, goes over the wire, holds that back down. Now, you want to take your, let's see, we have an emery cloth here. Here's what we do. I'm just going to use, this is, so you just want to take either like some emery cloth, very, 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 very fine sandpaper. Again, no file, no knives. You can even use a dollar bill. And you want to clean off the thermistor. Just clean it off. Look at it, clean it, run your fingers around it. You're going to find a buildup right here, because that's what is sensing the water. This goes through the actual housing. This is what's sensing the water. You're going to find the buildup right here, because that's where the O-ring catches. So clean it off, clean it off, clean it off, clean it off. All right, so then inside here we can take one of our, let's see what do we want. Take a little pick. And pick out the O-ring. There you go. So it's always good, don't reuse the O-ring, change the O-ring. So keep a bunch of O-rings, have at least 2, if not 4 or 6 of them at hand. Okay, so you cleaned it off, you put your new O-ring in there, and then you want to make sure that when you push this in, it seats. Now, when you're removing these, now some of them are going to be stuck. You don't want to be yanking on the wire. You're going to rip it out. You're going to want to try to grab it with needle nose pliers. Of course, you're going to have your WD-40. You want to try to grab it from the actual body when you're pulling it out. But again, don't go yanking it. Twist it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just wiggle it and get it out. Very dainty. You want to be a surgeon. Or if you're a fish, a sturgeon. Okay? You bend it. It's pretty tough, but it's, you know, you'll easily bend it or break it. So put this back in. Make sure you get it all the way down in the seat. Let's see, where did I put? Oh, here it is. Then get the clip back. Oh, let's zoom this back in so you could see. Let's get that clip back in, go over the wire, get it down, and then push with both fingers down to get it seated. Then find your little screws and then start praying to get this thing in. You'll feel it fall in. It's a copper plate that you're actually getting the screws down into. That's why you don't want to go crazy tight with it, because you can end up stripping it. The O-ring is what makes, you see how I'm doing it? I'm keeping my finger on the top and just watching it go down. All right, once I get it down, I'll switch over to the ratchet and finger on the top. That's it. That's all you want to do. Your O-ring makes the seal. That's it. Boom, Bob's your uncle. Then plug it back in. Then find your, tie your wires back up. Now the second thermistor, down on the bottom. Now I'm going to tell you something about a thermistor wire in a second. Let's get down to the bottom, right? Okay, now we're at the bottom. Now the bottom, you could use a screwdriver. You can do it, be a gentleman. It's right here. There is one screw that holds both the temperature sensor and the thermistor. And that one, if you drop it, will fall right to the chassis. Okay, and then that's the screw. See, it actually has a permanent washer on it, because that washer is holding in both the ceramic sensor and the thermistor. Now, the ceramic sensor just is sensing the actual body of the hot water outlet. The thermistor is sensing the water. So that's why it's very important that that thing don't pop back out. Okay, so put that in our magnetic tray. Zoom back. And then again, take our needle nose pliers. Just get it on there. Give it a little bit of wiggle. And it comes right out. All right, then follow it back. It goes right to, I'll show it to you. Let me just get this plug off. So this is the bottom thermistor. You see, it actually has 4 wires, larger plug. And then again, you want to clean this one off. This one is probably going to always be okay. Clean, clean, clean. Here, I'll show you the difference. See, there is a difference between the two thermistors. They're the same length, but one is fatter than the other. So, clean, 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 clean. You have it nice and clean. Get it right back. Again, there's an O-ring in there. Same O-ring. No difference. Get it back in there. Now you're going to have to, get it in with the needle nose pliers. Let's get it zoomed back here. good to set it first on your needle nose. And then just give it a push. And then your screw. I'll give you the part number for this bottom one. It'll be in the description. But like I said, most of the time, pretty much all the time, you're going to be able just to clean it. And then plug this thing back in. Now this one actually plugs all into the complete wire harness. And then get it back into your little white clip here. There you go. And you're done. Now, this thermistor, there's a bit of wire that comes out. What I have had is a few times I've had an electrical short code. And what happens, let me get the door. So you're gonna have to watch out for this. This part right here on the door, see how the door fits? You see this right here? That's how the door fits on, just like that. You look at this right here. If this wire is sticking out, I've had this during shipment actually just nick that wire and then they short. And then when they went to fire it, they got an immediate electrical short code. And when I took it off and looking, all of a sudden I noticed, because these are not copper, they're silver wire. And I can see silver. So I had to replace this thermistor, push it all back, make sure it was pushed all back and away. So this is where you want it, like that. That's the way it should look, that way. So just bear in mind, if you ever do get an electrical short code, you'll just check that wire first. I mean, it could be they put a staple through the controller wire, a multitude of things, but look at that first, because I had that twice. All right, so that's basically it. Everything will be in the description below as far as the part numbers, but you just want to, remove them. Make sure you have O-rings, make sure you have screws, because again, that screw on the bottom is different. That screw is a machine screw, because it's actually tapped into the hot water housing down here at the bottom. And it's the only screw down there. It's the only screw. Matter of fact, here, let me take the camera off and we'll go right down there and show it to you. Give me a second here. Let me flip this around. Let me grab my little pointer. And let me move some wires. So you see that right there? There's your thermistor. There's your sensor, and there's the screw right there. So besides the screw right here that holds the heat exchanger in, it's the only other screw right there, and that screw with the built-in washer is holding both of these in. And then the other one is right there. There's your screws. Two screws. There's the copper. It's soldered onto the heat exchanger right there. And then that plate with the two screws sandwich that thermistor in with the O-ring makes a water seal. And who's your uncle? Bob. Okay. Let me get this back up here. And flip this around. Okay. So, I want to show you something for you techs out there. And I think you might have seen it sitting there. That's why I left it sitting there. Let me zoom in on it. I bought this thing for my wife. I saw it in Home Depot. I bought it for my wife because she uses her phone for recipes. And she leaves it on the counter and goes through the recipes. But look at this thing. It holds your iPhone. It holds your Android, whatever. It's got like rubber on the bottom. You got to call Rinnai Tech Support, or you're calling me. Whatever. Now you have a place to mount your phone. where you don't have to hold it in your hand and try to work on the unit. I bought it for her the other day when I was in there. I saw it. It was like $9.95. I said, wow, that thing is great. Even a woman at the counter said, what are you getting that for? I said, for my wife for recipes. She said, damn it, I'm going to get one now. And then she's using it. And I'm like, wait a minute. This thing would work great for the phone when I have to call Rinnai. So, there you go. It's Home Depot. Hold on, I'll tell you what it is right now. Just took it out of the box. There we go. It's called Desk Call by Cup Call. Yeah, it sells in Home Depot for, like I said, it was like $9.95. So, all right, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the video. My email will be below. If you want to ask a question, or hold on, give me a second. Oh my God, how did I forget this? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, YouTube. Oh, how did I forget this? But I think you'll enjoy it. Let me grab one. We now have Rinnai Guy stickers. How did I forget it? Thank God I just had it on the desk. If you want a sticker, in my email, send me your address, and I'll mail you a Rinnai Guy sticker. My daughter just made them up. How the heck did I forget to bring them out? I have stickers for my other channel, Mike's Woodshop. So I had these things made up because I've had some people that follow both say, hey, how come you don't have stickers? So now I do. So question, again, I can't grab all of those comments. So put a question in the comment, but also email me. Email will be below. All right, YouTube. Again, thank you all for the subscribes, the likes, the comments. Hit that little bell. It'll notify you when I produce a video. But pretty much like clockwork, it's almost every Saturday. I know today is Sunday. Had to move my daughter, second daughter, yesterday. They moved in, so together. So we had to move them. So today is this one, okay? You all be safe out there, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye now.